Picture this. You're at the beach, you've got that perfect spot, you pop open a giant umbrella. You're in the shade, so you're safe from the sun, right? Well, maybe not. Today, we're diving into the pretty surprising and frankly kind of dangerous science behind sun umbrellas. Okay, let's just jump right in with a number that should really make you pause: 78%. A big study in JAMA Dermatology found that's the percentage of people who used only a standard beach umbrella for sun protection and still went home with a sunburn. I mean, that is a shocking figure. It makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about staying safe in the sun. So how in the world is that even possible? You're sitting there, clearly in the shade, but you're still getting burned. That's the big question we're going to answer, and trust me, the science behind it is fascinating. It all starts with this really basic misunderstanding. We see the shade with our eyes, but our skin is feeling something completely different and totally invisible. So it really comes down to the difference between visible shade and actual UV protection. You see, our eyes see shade whenever visible light is blocked, but our skin, it's getting hit by invisible ultraviolet, or UV radiation, which can literally sail right through a lot of common fabrics. Think about it like this. A normal rain umbrella is designed to stop these big, fat water droplets. But UV rays are microscopic compared to that. They can just slip right through the weave of the fabric, kind of like trying to hold water in a net. Basically, the umbrella was built for the completely wrong job. Now, this leads most of us to two really intuitive choices when we're buying a sun umbrella. You either go with black to block the most light, or you go with white to stay cool. And it turns out both of these instincts can be a total trap. So here are those two classic choices. A black umbrella seems smart, right? It's fantastic at absorbing UV radiation. Then there's the white one, which seems even better because it reflects light and feels way cooler. The problem, as we're about to see, is that each one has a major hidden flaw. So first, let's talk about the black umbrella paradox. On the one hand, it's great at its main job. It absorbs about 90 to 95% of UV rays. Awesome. But all that absorbed energy has to go somewhere, right? It turns into heat, which then radiates down on top of you, making it feel 5 to 10 degrees hotter underneath. On a long beach day, that becomes completely unbearable. And then you've got the white umbrella trap. It feels great because it's reflecting all that sunlight and staying nice and cool. But here's the catch. That same property means it can transmit up to 50% more UV radiation than a similar black fabric. So without a special coating, it's really just a fashion accessory that gives you this false sense of security while you're actually getting burned. Okay, so if black is too hot and white is too weak, what's the answer? Well, thankfully, materials science has come up with this really elegant, engineered solution that solves both problems at once. And the breakthrough is this dual-layer design. It is brilliant. So you have a silver exterior layer that reflects both the heat and the UV rays away before they even hit the fabric. Then on the inside, you have a dark interior layer, usually blue or black, that acts like a backup, just absorbing any stray UV that might have snuck through. And the result of that reflective silver on the outside? A huge cooling effect. We're talking up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit cooler under one of these umbrellas. On a sweltering day, that is the difference between being comfortable and just packing up and going home early. And hey, this isn't just a theory. This is real-world technology. This dual-layer principle is exactly how high-performance fabrics like UV blocker SolarTek work. And independent tests have shown it blocks a staggering 99% of UV rays, all while giving you that big cooling effect. So you know the technology to look for now, but how do you actually verify it? Well, you need to understand the single most important number you'll see on any piece of sun-safe fabric. It's UPF rating. UPF stands for Ultraviolet Protection Factor. It's a really simple, standardized measurement. It tells you exactly how much of the sun's UV radiation can actually get through the fabric and onto your skin. Think of it like SPF for your clothes. And this chart really shows why that number is so critical. A UPF 30 fabric, that lets 1/30th of the UV rays through. But a UPF 50 plus fabric, that allows less than 1/50th to get through. It's blocking over 98% of all radiation. The difference in actual protection, especially over a few hours, is massive. So the takeaway here is really simple. If you're serious about protecting yourself from the sun, especially if you're at the beach or you have fair skin, UPF 50 plus isn't just a nice to have. It should be your absolute non-negotiable minimum. Okay, so you've got your perfect UPF 50 plus dual layer umbrella. You're completely safe now. right? Not quite. There's one more threat that almost everybody completely forgets about. And that's because UV rays don't just come from above, they bounce. As you can see here, grass reflects very little, but sand reflects a full 25% of UV rays right back up at you. And water, it can reflect nearly 100%. It's basically doubling your exposure from below. This is exactly why the size of your umbrella canopy is so critical. A little travel umbrella might cover your head and shoulders from the direct sun, sure, but it leaves your legs and lower body completely exposed to all that UV radiation that's bouncing up from the sand or the water. Okay, we have covered a lot of science, from color paradoxes to reflection angles. So let's pull it all together into a simple, actionable checklist you can use the next time you're shopping. Here we go. Number 1, demand that UPF 50 plus certification. 2, look for that dual-layer silver outside, dark inside construction. 3, hold it up to a light. You shouldn't be able to see any little pinpricks. 4, for the beach, you want to get a canopy that's at least 7 feet wide. And number 5, look for wind vents so it doesn't break on the first gust of wind. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. Next time you head outside, look at the umbrella you own, the one you trust to keep you and your family safe. Ask yourself, is it just creating a shadow, or is it actually providing protection? Because the difference, as we've just seen, is everything.